In this video, I use Gimp, Canva, ChatGPT, Printful, and ultimately Shopify to make a few fun t-shirts out of these cow pictures. It is fairly fast-paced, so if you'd like more detail, please leave a comment below. So I started in Gimp with the first cow picture, and all I did here was sharpen it up a little bit, and then uploaded it to Canva. And then I made a 12 by 16 template, which will be the final template for a t-shirt in Canva, and moved the picture there. I downloaded the one with the background, and then I also removed the background and downloaded a second picture. I put them both back into Gimp and brought up the one with the background and started playing around with the chroma in it to see if I could come up with something interesting for the background. As I have the second picture of the cows with no background. So right now I don't really care how the cows look. I'm just trying to come up with something interesting for the background. And so yeah, just continued on after I was happy with my chroma. I added a little contrast, and they're just using the curves tool. So I went back to the cows without the background and added a little bit hue chroma, tiny bit of color saturation. I do that because when I add some exposure, there'll still be enough color there. So a little bit of contrast and a little bit of exposure. Yeah, brightens it up a bit. You might not be able to tell when I split the screen there, but yeah, it makes the little bits of difference that I like. Of course, adjusting your own photographs is to your own liking, but this is a great little quick way to do it. So I'm happy with that now. So now I made a copy, brought up the one with the background, which I'm happy with the background, and then I pasted it as a new layer over top of the interesting background. So downloaded that, brought it back to Canva, and now I have my real cows with kind of a surreal background. So I went to ChatGPT and I wrote in 2 or 3 word funny cow sayings for a t-shirt ultimately I wrote in after eating psychedelic mushrooms, because I thought the background that I had created was quite surreal. And it came up with some fun sayings. And ultimately, I chose utterly surreal. So back into Canva and picking my text and the style of text that I want to use. I chose the custom paint. I thought the word paint looked a little bit like Old West type writing. And here I thought that the picture itself could maybe use a border. So I went up to edit image and chose something called glow and took most of the fuzz out of the border, but went through a bunch of colors till I decided what I liked. And then, yeah, changed the text to the red and the blue from the picture itself. You can use the color picker and pick colors from your photo to use in text or borders, that type of thing. So there's the first t-shirt finished. Back to create another 12 by 16 and use just the cows with the transparent background again. And yeah, I thought of this one, your move, because they look like a bit of a crew, a bit of a hardcore cow crew when I was making the other one. So I went through different text colors, see what I thought I'd liked. I ended up deciding on the color that originally the text came with. I thought that was pretty good, but then I put a dark brown border around the text and ultimately went in, chose the photograph again of the cows, and went in and chose glow again, and put a little bit of a border around the cows. They looked like they were just kind of sitting out there all on their own. So I chose the same brown, and if you don't bring the intensity up of the color, it won't be that brown. It'll be degrees of it up until you bring the intensity up to 100 under the glow effects. So there, I finished another one. And back into Gimp, just to scale it to 300 dpi. I did download, I am downloading all of my files from Canva at 3000 by 4000 pixels. That makes for a great print quality, but I still put them in to Gimp and turn them to 300 dpi. Did I say 3000 dpi before? Yeah, 300 dpi. Dots per inch. So here I've got a second picture, and this time I worked on it right in the beginning. Everything, a little bit of sharpening, a little bit of hue chroma, a little bit of contrast, a little bit of exposure, and playing with the curves tool there in the end. I decided that maybe I'll just put this one on there with some kind of a fun frame around it, and put some text on as well later. So I went through a few of the frames that they have to offer, but these frames are transparent, so my photograph will show up behind the frame, through the frame. So I work on that a little bit later too, going through a few colors, deciding on some colors. Ultimately, I decided on 3 colors. But then I thought that the picture itself was too much of just a photograph. So I went back into Gimp, and this is something called the water pixel effect. And it turns your photographs into kind of a watercolor painting. But you can adjust how much of that effect you want. Ultimately, I ended up bringing the effect all the way down to its lowest setting, which is 8. And I split the screen here in a second, and you'll be able to see, if you look at the grass, the difference. Even though it looks like there's not much of an effect on it right now, down at 8, when I split the screen, here we go. There, you can see how detailed the grass on the right is in just the original photograph, and then how it's a little bit animated, not so detailed, a little bit more of like a cartoony type painting or picture. And I just thought that made a nice effect, a nice difference. So put it back up into Canva. Chose my different colored frames. Came back to Gimp with them because, as I was saying, the picture was showing up behind the frame. Here I use the fuzzy tool, fuzzy select tool. It will select a color that is one color. So it'll select the entire color of whatever that color is, and you can delete it or do what you want with it, enhance it or whatever. But it won't select colors that, like multiple colors. Like right here, there's greens and blacks and different kinds of different colors in there. So I had to use the free select tool, manually go around the colors, and then hit delete to get rid of the excess that was showing from behind the frame. So downloaded those and brought them back up into Canva. So back on my 12 by 16 template that will be for the t-shirt. And now I'm going to put some text on there. I used the same paint text style again, the custom paint. And I put 2 or 3 word sayings for 3 cow friends on tees in GPT. And I ended up using the Moo Crew and Moo Mates. So here again, I just run through some colors for the text on each of the different template frame colors. Here I decided on this one, a little bit dark, kind of not so in your face. So that's what I decided on for the green one. I actually did go back, and the final product I have used a slightly lighter, brighter blue, kind of like what you're seeing just there, even though I downloaded a darker blue at the end here. But yeah, I think I downloaded this, but I thought it was a bit too dark. So I went back and made a brighter blue for the Moo crew. And then I sent them back into Gimp to scale them all to 300 dpi for best print quality. And now I have 5 finished t-shirt ideas to upload to Printful and put on t-shirts. Okay, here I'm in my shop in Printful, my connected shop, artabuild.com. Chosen men's tees. I like the Gildon 5000. It comes in a lot of colors. It's one of their better price tees, and it's very nice. I've ordered it. I've got a few images on it, a few designs on them that I've ordered, and I really like it a lot. So here I'm uploading my cow t-shirt ideas to Printful and placing them on templates and then sending them over to mockups, where you can choose the different types of mockups that you want to show on your shop. So I ran through a few different mockups here just to give you guys an idea of what they have to offer. They do have quite a few more than I'm actually showing you here. So just in these next couple that I put on, you can note up in the upper left that the DPI, the dots per inch printing, is very good from what you learned earlier in the video. By downloading from Canva at 3000 by 4000 pixels and scaling to 300 dpi in Gimp. Here we're adding the information, the name of your tee, a description, keywords, what you want to include, size charts, etc. And then if your shop is connected to Printful or any other print-on-demand company, you can pick a collection that you want to upload your tee into. So now we're in pricing, and in the upper left-hand corner, you can see free shipping. You should toggle that on if you offer free shipping, and you can then pick a country that you're going to ship to, and it'll give you the shipping rates on the right-hand side in this blue shaded out area, along with the base price. So you can figure out how much your profit is going to be. And then finally, upload your tees to your shop, and I'll show you mine on Shopify at the end of this video. So a little example of pricing. You might wonder why I priced the t-shirt so high, seemingly so high, at $29.95 as the base price. The $34.95, the 32 and $34.95 are for sizes of 2 times and 3 times larger, and they are more expensive. So I've really just added what they cost more to the $29.95. But my price is there because I sell a lot of my shirts in Canada. And in Canada, you can see over here, the shipping, Printful shipping price, which I include, in Canada is actually €11.08. That's about 16 Canadian dollars just for the shipping. Here in Europe, it's only €4.06, which is about 6 Canadian dollars. But it's 10 Canadian dollars more to ship in Canada. So unfortunately, I need to price my shirts where I don't lose any money in Canada. And if people do buy them in Europe, then they're a little more expensive. But at the same time, I also offer 25% off. So this $29.95, if you just assumed it's 30, 25% would be €7.50. So the shirt is actually €22.50 here in Europe, which isn't too bad. And that comes to about 31 Canadian dollars in Canada, which is acceptable because things are more expensive there. So there's a little bit about why I price my tees the way I do, including the discount and the different prices of shipping in each country. There is another option that at this time I don't have. You can upgrade to a different Shopify plan. And in that upgraded plan that costs more per month, you're able to change the prices of products for the different countries. But at this time, just getting going, I can't afford to do that. So I just kind of round it off at this time. But eventually, I will hopefully be able to do that. So here in my Shopify store, there's not much contrast when you hover over the cow tees that we've just put on. So we'll go back into Shopify and I'll show you how to fix that. So now we're actually in the product of Moo Mates, and in the product area you can change the description, you can add in more keywords, you can put in the product type, you can do some SEO work in this area. And for how the t-shirt is going to look on your shop, you can change around the colors of the variants to put a new color in the main as the main t-shirt variant and choose which one comes after it. That way you get a little contrast when you hover over it in your shop. So here I'm just looking at different colors of the tees and seeing how the image looks on them and deciding what should be the main image and what should follow it for good contrast when somebody hovers over the product in the shop. Okay, and now there's one more thing you have to do for that to work. You have to go down to the variants, the color variants, and you have to click on the box there and then put the color variants in the same order as you've chosen above. So as you can see, I put the white below the black and the Irish green under the white, and now everything will show up in the right order on the shop. And of course, don't forget to save your changes. Okay, back in my shop, artobuild.com. Let's see how it looks. There we go, black to white. And the Irish green comes right after. So all sorted. So I thought I'd better do a little sort for the shop on Utterly Surreal as well, since it was the featured tee in the thumbnail. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be awesome if you supported me by just liking and subscribing. Super awesome if you thought you liked something from my shop or even went over and had a look to see if you may like something from my shop. And yeah, just leave some comments. Let me know what you would like to hear, what you would like to see, and I'll do my best to keep the content coming. All right, peace and have a great day.